What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we've got the predictions and breakdown for CP Carlos Prates versus Ian Garry UFC Kansas City this weekend. It's a great card, stacked card, lots of good fights on the card, and I will be breaking down the card. I'll be breaking down some CP as well as some other aspects of this card that need to be discussed. I'm finally back in Australia now. I am back home, so expect more videos, but as soon as I arrive, I'm already sick, so now I got a fucking blocked nose, so I probably sound a bit retarded. But anyway, that's what we're working with. Let me know in the comments who are you picking for all of the fights, and yeah, let's get started with the first fight of the night. So we got Edwards versus Chandler, Leon Edwards versus Chelsea Chandler. So Leon Edwards versus Michael Chandler, I should say. It's a really exciting matchup, not a fight I thought we'd be seeing. But no, we get that here today. Yeah, I'm picking Jocelyn Edwards. Sorry. Chelsea Chandler's fat. She's never made 135. So if you can find, I don't think they offer shit like this for Australia, but if you can find, I know the US has some like cooked ass markets. Like the US are putting up lines on Jesus to return. Fucking over under 206 days. Like they're putting, US betting markets have some crazy shit up. Like they're putting up markets for the next Pope. So I'm sure you can find some betting lines on a fighter to miss weight. Hammer that. Chelsea Chandler's not making weight. If she does, she's either gonna be just like on fucking Ozempic, or she's just gonna be like dead, so she'll lose. So like I'm pretty confident picking Jocelyn Edwards. I'm hard pressed to put her as like a lock at 70% confidence, because it's fucking unranked women's MMA. Like it's just tough. But I'll be picking Leon Edwards to get the win over Michael Chandler. Let's move on though to the next fight. Next up, we got a fight between a man named Roberto and a man named Timmy. I'm going to be picking Roberto. Let me talk about this kid, Roberto Romero. Kid's badass. Look, I have no clue. This guy might be shit. Like, Timmy Kawamba has had UFC fights. He hasn't looked good in, like, any of them, but he has had them. With his Romero, like, he came in on a short notice, gave Onama a bit of a tough, like, dropped him in the first, so he's got power. I'm going to just back that, because if I've watched Timmy Kawamba's fights, like, I've not watched any tape, but, like, I can just remember this dude's fights. He fights like a bitch. Like, this dude, like, backs up, gets pressured really easily, doesn't really grit down and throw back. So, yeah, I'll be picking Roberto Romero. He's 25. He is, like, 8-4, but I'll back him to be improving because he's younger. And he got that UFC debut out of the way, and he probably, like, took some confidence from that and just was like, yeah, well, I mean, I was able to hang in there with David Onama for 3 rounds, so I'll back myself to beat this guy, Timmy Kawamba. So yeah, I'll pick Romero to win. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got Jacqueline Amorim versus Polyana Viana. This is the Goon fight of the card. This is the Chase Hooper special right here. I'm picking Jacqueline Amorim, and I know I said I don't want to make unranked women as a lock. I do think Jacqueline Amorim is like the lock of the card, because the thing is, like, if you're picking like big favorites in male MMA, there's always just like the war. Am I right in saying, like, when you're picking a big favorite in male MMA, like, oh, this dude's a lock, the chance is always just, yeah, he might get chinned. Like, he might just get caught in something, like with like Josias Musasa losing to like Carlos Vera or something. Like, just big favorite gets caught, all good, whatever, right? But in women's MMA, there's not really that threat. So, like, what am I going to see Polyana Viana doing? Like, is she just going to put on a defensive grappling masterclass, keep it on the feet, and tune up Jacqueline Amorim? Probably not. And especially another thing that gives me confidence, it's the same reason why I picked Verna Jandiroba to beat Yan Xiaonan. And I got that pick right, and I went 12 out of 12 out of 13 on that card. But it's because when I'm picking women's fights, I'm just going to, every single time, back the person who I can trust will get takedowns and get meaningful control time. Because even if they do fuck all with it and there's no damage, like, Polyana Viana could be tuning her up on the feet. She gets taken down and controlled for like 2 minutes. I'm going to just back them to give that round to her. And also, it's not like one of them is like considerably more attractive than the other. They both got cake, they're both hot, so like, there's not going to be the bias, like, you score on Tabitha Ricci fights. She wins so many robbery decisions just from cake being on display. Same with like Eileen Perez. But with this fight, they're both bad, so like, the refs are probably, the judges are going to be like, whatever, yeah, control time on the ground, give it to her. So yeah, I'll pick Jacqueline Amorim by submission. I don't think it'll even go to a decision. I think she will get her out of there. She does actually have skill. Like, It's weird. She's unranked, but like she is actually talented. So yeah, I'll pick her to win. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got DDP's little fucking sidekick Cameron Simon versus this YN Welcome Wellmaker. I'll pick Wellmaker to win. You know, I just can't trust Simon. So I have no clue if Wellmaker's good or not, but he has finishing potential. And Simon's a guy who I think is undersized for bantamweight, and he got like size monked by C-Rod, but C-Rod's just a fat bantamweight slash featherweight, right? But even in his fight with Talbot, like he just got mogged, like he had no success. Like Talbot just like range, just like absolutely cooked him, beat him up, finished him straight away. It was like, yep, you're gonna run in like a goof. That shit don't work at bantamweight, bro. Go up to like that shit only works above middleweight. Like middleweight or above, you can't get away with having that low level of skill and just running in. Like you have to have a good chin. Like Simon doesn't have that good. Like, he has a bit of it. He took shots. Like he took that knee, so I'll say he has a good chin for that. But Wellmaker's got finishing potential. I've never watched this man fight in my life. Like I saw him on Contender Series. He beat some British dude. Cool. I'm gonna just pick you to win. Like again, there's a lot of pick'em fights. I don't fucking bother with tape study anymore because my prediction rate this year is better than it was last year when I actually did tape study. So I'm picking fights at 69% this year with doing no tape study. So like I'm gonna just keep doing that, and it seems to be fucking working. So I'll pick Welcome Melmaker to get the win, and maybe we see like a sort of reverse racial motivation type shit, you know, with like Chris Dorcas with black people. We get like Cameron Simon with like light skins, you know. That could be or not light skins, like half mixed or whatever, halves, whatever. But anyway, that could be a factor. Let's move on though to the next fight. Next up, we got let me tell about this kid, Blackshear. I've been talking about Blackshear on this channel for a while. Blackshear is a guy who I view quite highly. Now, he did get chinned by Montel Jackson, which was a tough look for me. But apart from that, this dude looks good. Like, his grappling is sick. This dude, I maintain he beat Mario Bautista. Like, if he wins this fight, chuck him in there with a ranked opponent. I know he did lose to Montel Jackson, but, like, he's good, dude. And he made a 1 week turnaround and clearly fucking won the first 2 rounds against Mario Bautista, right? And some retard scored at 30-27. And it was like a UD. It wasn't even a split. It was a fucking UD. I was like, what the fuck was that? But I thought he won that fight. His grappling's slick. His striking, it does leave a bit to be concerned. But like, Cody Gibson in his last fight, Cody just came out like a bat out of hell. Was like, fuck this. I'm going to just throw punches. And I think Blackshear needs to like wake up. He's like, whoa. Blackshear is susceptible to getting caught early. But I don't think Alatang Lee is the archetype of fighter who's going to catch him early. Like, I think this is like a step, not even like down or up, like it's a step like sideways from that Cody Gibson level. Like I think it'll look pretty similar. He'll probably struggle a bit in the first, maybe Alatang stuffs a takedown or two, but if Blackshear gets him down, he's just levels ahead on the ground. I think he's a lock. I think he's like the lock of the card, to be honest. Like if you were betting $10,000 for whatever reason, like you're saying who should, for like there's not that much value on him. I think he's even bigger of a favorite now, but if you're saying like, I want lock, I don't care about value, just like, make me guaranteed money on a money line bet, I'm saying you bet on Blackshear, to be honest. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. I think he's high level. I think this dude beats Zahabi. I think this dude beats Cejudo, almost. Like, I wouldn't even hate that fight for him. He beats fucking Cheeto if he gets him down. Like, he subs Cheeto if he takes him down. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got another fight that's been rebooked about 3 different times. We got a few of those on this card that's been fights that have been booked multiple times. But this fight, I was picking John Castaneda the first time it was booked, and I'm picking him again here. Yeah, I'll pick Castaneda. I don't know, like, Gutierrez is the favourite, so I'm taking the underdog here. Gutierrez, like, I get it, he's been in the bigger name fights. He's fought, he KO'd Frankie Edgar. Ooh, he KO'd 50-year-old Frankie Edgar. Congrats, like, good job. With a knee. Not even, like, that skilled. Like, it's like Edgar just ducked into a knee and he just got KO'd. Like, Edgar's allergic to lower body strikes. Dude got KO'd by Corey Sandhagen with a knee. Cheeto Vera with a front kick. And fucking, what's his face? Gutierrez with a knee. Like, dude cannot eat strikes to the head from anywhere lower than your waist, right? Just hit him, like, hit him with any, like, just knee him in the body and you'll probably KO him to the head. Like, Frankie Edgar just was struggling with knees and stuff in the later part of his career. But, he did that, right? And we're like, oh, cool, Chris Gutierrez. Like, but what was he even doing before that is my question. Like, don't call me a casual, I just genuinely forget how. I forgot all this dude's fights before the Frankie Edgar fight. Chris Gutierrez. I know he had the fight with, what's it called, that Eli guy, because there was the, both of these fighters have dealt with custody battles in the past. Chris's son, he does not know where his son is. He does not have rights to see. Like, I think that was that. But what else has this dude been up to? But, like, he's 34. I think he just turned 34 at the time of recording. I don't know. The thing is, let me just see. Like, before that, it was the... Yeah, it was Andre Ewell was the fight where it's like, both of these fighters have dealt with custody battles involving their children. That figures to be a difficult proposition tonight. But, like, man's just been decision maxing. You know, he got that spinning back fist finish over Dana Batgarel. Good job. Felipe Calara split decision. Andre Ewell UD. Draw with Cody Durden, who's a flyweight. Split decisions with multiple people. And he KOs Edgar, right? Then he's like a minus 250 favorite over Pedro Munoz. Loses clearly, gets dropped by punches. Gets dropped by a punch from fucking pillow hands, midget arms Munoz, like literal T-Rex, 62-inch reach. Pedro Munoz drops you. Alatang Haley decision, Song Yadong decision. He beat Alatang Haley and then tries to fight another Chinese guy. Not happening for you. And he fights another Asian guy, Quang Li. Quang Li decision, he didn't even look good. Quang Li took a round off him. Quang Li's fucking mid, he just got smoked by Long Zhao in his last fight. With his, like, Castaneda, like, yes, his wins aren't that impressive, but, like, it's one of those guys where, like, I don't think the wins and losses matter too much. I think it's just his style on the night can really beat any of these unranked bantamweights. Like, he doesn't have much pop, but, like, he'll get in your face, he'll throw combos. He lost to Daniel Marcos. That's not a bad look. Decision with Daniel Marcos. Hurt him at the end of that fight. Kyung Ho Kang beat him up clearly. Muin Gaffarov won that fight. Daniel Santos, he was beating Daniel Santos, came back. Just that's that style there. Subbed Miles Johns, KO'd Eddie Wineland. Subbed Marcelo Rojo. Like, decision loss to Nathaniel Wood. I don't hate that. He lost some other fights, like, 7 years ago. That's whatever. He's 33, so it's not like he's some prospect. I don't know. I just like his style. I like his hands. His boxing's good to me. I actually am looking forward to this fight. Like, I think this will be fun. If Castaneda wins, I might fucking pick. If Castaneda looks impressive here, I might pick Daniel Marcos to beat Montel Jackson. But also if Blackshear looks impressive. Both of those wins are aging well for both of those guys. But, yeah, I'll pick Castaneda. I like his boxing. I think he can get in the face of Gutierrez. And Gutierrez just likes, like, he gets hit a lot. And against, I'm not saying Castaneda is anywhere near the level of Song Yadong, but, like, you don't have to beat this guy. Like, Pedro Munoz is not that good. That wasn't even Pedro Munoz, like, 5-6 years ago. Like, that was Pedro Munoz, like, 2 years ago. He was still, like, 37. So, I'll pick Castaneda decision. I think we'll get in his face, land the combos, maybe drop him, maybe hurt him. Yeah, I'll take John Castaneda. Anyway, I feel like that's not the popular pick, but I reckon he's got a good style to win. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we got Evan Elder versus Gage Young. Now, for those who are wondering who this Gage Young kid is, why he's fighting, you can see the picture. You already know he's coming off Contender Series with that 0-1 record. He lost to Quinlan Salkeld, the founder, the owner of India. Lost to Quinlan Salkeld by decision. Hung in there, but lost pretty comfortably. The reason why he's stepping in is because, what's his name? Evan Elder's opponent's a fucking pedophile, and he's getting accused of sexually assaulting a kid. Or a minor, I should say, but like a child, literally an underage person, like a child, right? Teenager. So, yeah, typical Movzar type activities, brother, she was 16, it's okay. In our country, brother, puberty is what it is dependent on how mature they are. The age of consent, we not have. What the fuck is that? Age of consent, who give him? That was Ahmed Hassanzada's comments when asked about the age of his girlfriend. But I'm gonna drop the most fire fucking edit. I don't want to reveal it because you guys are gonna love. But trust me, I got the best fucking idea for an edit. for 3 certain individuals. You know, we got Ahmed Hassanzada, we got Movzar Grumluev, and we got Pat Barry. I'm about to drop a fucking generational edit. Stay tuned. Yeah. Anyway, I'm picking Evan Elder. I don't know. Gage Young lost to Salkir. Evan Elder's actually pretty good. He was kind of tuning up Nazim Sadikov on the feet, and he just lost. But he got a cut. He got cut, and it was a TKO. But he was up 2, I swear. Or maybe he was up 1. I don't know. But he was looking good in that fight. He's not a bad fighter. He ran over Darius Flowers pretty comfortably last July. Hasn't fought since, but I think he's good. His output's good. He's got some pop, and I just don't. I can't pick a contender series guy coming off a loss. If this was Quinlan Salkilds coming in, I'd probably pick him. But it's the guy who lost to Quinlan Salkilds, and it's alright, cool. You had a relatively competitive fight with Quinlan Salkilds. That doesn't necessarily mean you're as good as him. That just means you fought up to the level of your opponent and gave him a tough fight. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. Now, your eyes do not deceive you. I have Matt Schnell as a lock. Now, that could age terribly, but I'm going to put my boy Matthew Schnell as a lock. I think he's going to whoop up Jimmy Flick. Thing is, to me, if I'm picking a fight, and one guy has questionable durability against, the better guys of the division, Schnell's getting finished, right? But, who's he losing to? I'm going to just read off the names of these two, because I saw Bedtime picked Jimmy Flick, I saw MMA Guru picked Jimmy Flick. I already had my picks done, but I just wasn't able to record the video last night, because I had to get a flight back. But, I'm back now, so I can record it now, but, let me pull up Matt Schnell. This dude's losses ain't that bad. They're bad in fashion, when you look at what's happening. He's got KO'd 5 times, he's got subbed 3 times, right? But Cody Durden, Steve Erceg, Mateus Nicolau, Brandon Royval, Alejandro Pantoja, Rob Font, and then Hector Sandoval. Those are his losses, right, in the UFC, and some other guys. His wins, it's Sumaderji, it's Tyson Nam, it's some bums, right? So the wins aren't anything special, but Jimmy Flick also has a large quantity of losses. Also gets finished a bunch, but for some reason we're just oh yeah, this dude's been KO'd 6 times, right? Been finished by strike 6 times. Nate Manesh tuned him the fuck up. He hasn't fought since June. He subbed Malcolm Gordon. He was losing that fight. He fluked Malcolm Gordon. KO'd by Alessandro Costa. Not a terrible look finished. Charles Johnson finished him with strikes in the first round. He beat Cody Durden. He got a flying triangle. That was a fucking fluke. There is the submission threat, because yes, Schnell does have a... I actually think the threat here is not... everyone's oh, Schnell, he might get KO'd. The threat to me is, you're either betting Jimmy Flick submission or Matt Schnell TKO. Or just Matt Schnell finish. Or just Matt Schnell. Because, I don't know, he could win a decision. Maness decision. But, Maness is not that good. Nate Maness is not anything special, so... I just really think Jimmy Flick's awful. Anyone picking Jimmy Flick is oh yeah, Schnell gets finished a bunch and he retired and came back. No, he retired and then immediately changed his mind and was just okay, I get I still get the concern, because if you're in even that frame of mind, it's not the best look. But people forget Jimmy Flick also fucking retired and came back after a year and lost straight away. So I'm not going to act Jimmy Flick was fucking fighting for his job against Malcolm Gordon. He's not good. He's literally just a crackhead. Look at a fucking ugly looking guy. He's going to get whooped up here. Schnell's actually a good striker. He just has defensive holes. But I rate him, and he looked good against Cody Durden too. He came out there in the first. It was sad because he came out there in the first against Durden. Looked really good. I was holy shit. Schnell's locked in. He's back. He's actually fighting with confidence. And then he just gets tapped. But I don't think Jimmy Flick has the wrestling of Cody Durden. And Cody Durden, he got a DAS or whatever, a ninja choke. I don't know. Jimmy Flick maybe catches him in a sub. That'll be disappointing if it does, because yes, Schnell will be double tapping with both hands if he does get caught in anything remotely tight. But yeah, I'll pick him to win. I don't know why I'm putting him as a lock, but fuck it, we ball. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got the fucking Aliexpress version of Khabib and Tony, or Islam and Charles. yeah, this fight has been rebooked about 7 times. So glad to, really need to see this one. It was booked last year before Ikram got pulled to fight Whitaker. And then it was booked like again, and then it was booked like again. So yeah, we're finally seeing a really anticipated. We will be looking forward to Ikram Aliskerov's comeback. I don't know why I fucking picked this dude against Whitaker. It's like the most shameless thing that's ever happened in this channel. And you guys, if you watched my streams, there's been a lot of shameless stuff to happen. Some of it not shameless, some of it I stand by, but there's been some shameless stuff on the stream, and this was still picking fucking Ikram Aliskerov, like. Ikramov Aliskerov is like the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. Like, people be talking about like celebrities and shit getting cancelled. Like, there's like dirt on these celebrities, bro. There's no dirt on me. The only dirt there is that I fucking picked this bum to beat Robert Whitaker. Like, that's the worst thing that you can find on me on the internet. But I'll be picking him to beat Andre Muniz. Andre Muniz is trash. Andre Muniz got like dominated on the ground by Paul Craig. Paul Craig's mid as fuck. In the Lord of our fucking Savior 2022 or whatever, man, or 2023, man got dominated and ground and pound TKO'd by fucking, what's his name? Paul Craig. Poor Bear Jew Craig, who's about to fight Adolfo Gelato. Right? That fight happened. He got dominated by Brendan Allen. Like, I'm just seeing this dude get dominated on the ground. Like, his pathway to win. Why am I talking about Paul Craig? Oh, Muniz, sorry, yeah. Muniz gets dominated on the ground. Like, Allen subbed him, right? Like, and Paul Craig's not even that good either. Like, Paul Craig loses to people on the ground as well now. Like, we're seeing him kind of get exposed as, like, if you choose to offensively grapple him, you can actually have success if you're not retarded. Ikram's got, like, a crazy grappling background. So, if he does grapple, he should make light work of Muniz. And I also think, like, because, like, Muniz, like, I know fucking Dan Hardy was, like, having an aneurysm about his jiu-jitsu and his squid guard fucking... in 2021, this man declared he was gonna beat Israel Adesanya, right? But his striking's awful. He's gonna get whooped up on the feet if it's there, probably. I mean, Ikram's not that good either on the feet, but yeah, I think Ikram's just a better grappler, better wrestling, better striking too. Muniz is just not good. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. We got the real bad man, Randy Brown, you get me, versus Nicholas Dalby. I'm gonna be picking Randy Brown. It's not a confident pick. Like, the odds, I think, the odds are reasonable, but it's still, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, minus 230 or whatever, minus 200 probably makes sense, but I still don't really want to, like, trust like, I can just never really trust Randy Brown to, like, show up consistently in fights. Because, like, I picked him to KO Zaleski dos Santos, and he looked kind of mid. Right, but then I picked against him against Brian Battle, and even though Battle technically won the fight on the scorecards, I thought he lost. So, like, he shows up really good sometimes and really mid other times. I just think he's striking his levels ahead of Nicholas Dalby. Like, Dalby's fighting, like, Renat, who's shit. He's fighting, like, Abubakar Nurmagomedov. Like, he's fighting some dudes. He's fighting Bonfim, who's, like, good grappler. Striking's not all that. So, like, Dalby's kind of, like, good at fraud checking guys, but, like, Brown's not in that stage of, like, fraud. Like, Brown's also been in the UFC for ages. It's like, he's not some up-and-comer. He's not like a, who's a welter, like a Jacoby Smith or whatever's on the come-up. Like, that's the fight where I could be like, yeah, Dalby might craft it up and get a win. Like, he's not like a Jonathan Mikalev where I'm like, oh, yeah, I might not be able to trust him to get past Nicholas fucking Danish Dynamite Dalby. But Randy Brown's striking's too good. His gas tank's not, like, awful. It's not like he's just getting drowned in fights. And Dalby's not like some Marab. He just pushes a pace. But, like, it's not, like, crazy output. So, yeah, I back Randy Brown to make pretty easy work of him on the feet. Probably doesn't finish him. Dalby's got, like, a block for a head. But, yeah, also, Dalby's good at beating Brazilians. He beats, like, every Brazilian he fights. Brown's not Brazilian, he's Jamaican, you get me, bro. So he's gonna, I reckon Randy Brown gets it done comfortably. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we got Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. These odds have closed now. This is, like, it's now, like, minus 130 Pereira, plus 110 Abus. So it's basically, like, almost, it'll probably close pick'em, to be honest. Very close fight, and my initial lean was, like, I kind of think I'm gonna be real tricky and take Abus Magomedov as a dog, and not many other people are gonna take him because of the finishing potential of Pereira. And I was like, oh, I'll be clever here. And then a bunch of people I'm seeing are picking Abus. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, yeah, Pereira probably wins. Like, he's got crazy finishing potential. And yes, he gassed out against Hernandez, but like Hernandez is a guy who pushes a pace. Like Abbas pushes a pace and gasses himself. So like we're gonna see some sloppy ass fighting in round 2 and 3. This is a battle of the gas tanks. We got supporter of the Israeli military, supporter of the IDF, proud Jew Michel Pineda versus German Russian Abbas Magomedov. So, or Russian-born, German-raised, German-residing Abbas Magomedov. So, really interesting one here. Great stuff here. I remember there was a time where there was like genuine like political beef between Michel Pineda and Shara Magomedov, because Pineda walked out with the Israeli flag to one of his fights in the Apex, and then Shara like had beef with him. I was hoping they were going to make that fight. They should do it. If Michel Pineda wins, and win or lose honestly for Shara in his next fight, whenever that is, they should make that fight. But yeah, I don't know. What am I saying? I'm picking Michel Pineda. I think his finishing potential is too good. I think he's got submission threat. I think he's got KO threat. I can't get Sean Strickland finishing you with strikes out of my head. Like, I know he came out, looked good, won the first off Strickland, but like, Michel Pineda probably like hurts Strickland in the first and almost finishes him. Like, Michel Pineda's a guy who can just finish anyone. It's just a toss-up. So, like, if you're giving me someone who's got, like, a 50-50 chance of just killing you inside a minute, like, I'm probably going to... And then he's not that lost out. Like, it's 3 rounds too, and Abbas is not, like, a guy who's gassing you out. Like, Abbas subbed Bruno Ferreira in the 3rd. He could, if he chooses to push a wrestling pace the whole time, I think he could win. But I reckon they'll strike. He's a striker at heart. That's what he normally does. So yeah, I'll pick Michel Pineda to secure a TKO finish early on in the fight. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, we got David Onama versus Giga Chikadze. David Onama, haven't unlocked him yet. I'm working my way through the game. I think I unlock him at level 20. Giga Chikadze is a covered up character. I can't see who the character is. But that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry, but it was way funnier in my head. Anyway, Giga Chikadze. I'm not picking this fucking peahead to win, bro. Giga's one of those, like, this seems to work out for me most of the time. Like, not even most of the time, like, some of the time. There's these guys who I just refuse to ever pick in fights. Like, I've never picked Sean Woodson in a fight. Apart from, I picked him against Dennis Bazooka, and that's it. But, like, anytime this dude's in, like, a somewhat competitive fight on paper, or, like, an underdog, or, like, I picked against him against Jourdain, that lost. I picked Fernando Padilla against him. I picked Caceres against him. And I picked Daniga against him, and it finally paid off. This is another guy who I never fucking pick in fights. Giga Chikadze, I just dislike. Okay, like, obviously, I picked Arnold Allen against him confidently. I did pick him to beat Caceres, and he won that. I picked Cater to beat him. I said Cater would prove him to be overrated as fuck. To be fair, this was before I had a channel, so there's no record of me saying that, but trust me. And apart from that, I haven't fucking been able to do anything, because, like, this dude never fights. But Onama's a weird one. Onama's a weird case, because, like, he could just finish him, or he could be really good, or he could show up shit, I don't know. There is a potential of like a late TKO for Giga, or he just cleanly outstrikes him. Like, that is the worry, and I just look dumb. I'm not picking him just because of the odds. I think there's a reason. Like, Onama's like, it's not like, oh my god, he's a minus 300. Like, what are they doing? Like, I think it's justifiable to have this dude at like minus 180. Like, Giga's older, he's getting up there. He's looking okay, but he's taking layoffs. Like, are we going to see, like, a really good version of Giga show up? Like, I don't know, maybe not, maybe. Like, he looked okay against Allen. Like, I don't know. I just think Onama, it's weird. Like, the vibe is Giga. The vibe is like, nah, surely David Onama doesn't end up in the UFC. Am I wrong for saying, anytime you get one of those fights where, like, there's a guy who's ranked, like, he shouldn't really be ranked, but he is, and he manages to get a fight with someone, it's like, hang on. If this guy wins, he's, like, ranked, and he totally shouldn't be ranked. Like, that's what I'm getting here with Onama. Like, I'm like, nah, the vibe of it's just like, nah, there's no way David Onama ends up as, like, a top 12 featherweight. But if you look at the matchup without that vibe, separate vibe, like, again, I was leaning Abbas at the start, I was leaning Giga at the start, and then I came around to the Pineda and the Onama side. So I'm going to pick David Onama. I'll caution you if I'm betting, like, don't bet on this fight. If you are, I'd say fight to go the distance and solid bet depending on the value of it. But I'll pick Onama by TKO or just decision based off his shots doing more. Like, boxing up Giga. Like, Giga's a range striker. he can do well when you try and go tit for tat with him, but like if you put it on him a bit and just like fight with some aggression, I can see Onama we're just stealing rounds based off like dangerous shots landing. Anyway, let's move on to the co-main event. Next up, we got Ming Yang Zhang, Ming Yang Madness versus Anthony Smith. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick the athletic, in shape person with KO power who doesn't just quit in fights. Look, Anthony Smith, I feel bad for him. Went through a tough loss of his best friend or whatever, but like, dude's just at the end of his career. Man is saying like, I beat a bunch of other guys in this division, but Roman Dolidze was just a double threat. So he had the striking and the grappling. Like, I'm like, my brother, I'm sorry. If you are using Roman Dolidze being a mediocre fucking just thud striker and a decent grappler with like limited wrestling capabilities, and if you're saying, oh, he's a double threat, that's why I lost. Yeah, you just, like, how is Smith still ranked? You ever got those questions? Like, dude is on, like, we're looking at this dude like we're almost looking at, like, Tony Ferguson, like, 2 fights ago. Like, that's the stage we're at, but somehow he's still holding on to a ranking. Just shows how shit light heavyweight is. Zhang Mingyang's going to KO him. I back Ming Yang here. I think he's too powerful. I don't think he's like Vitor Petrino. We've seen grapple in fights, so there was always the like, oh, maybe we end up in a weird grappling exchange. Smith gets him, and that's what happens. That was like the only way Smith was going to win that fight. Plus Petrino's kind of shit, but Zhang's not going to do all that. Zhang's not going to get scared and strike at range with him. Zhang's going to just get in the pocket and KO him. Like, this dude's not good. Smith, I'm talking about. Like, his striking's just not there. His defense is not there. His chin is still questionable. Like, everyone's like, Lionheart, he's so tough. It's hard to get it. Like, it's hard to get him out of there. Like, it's really not. Like, it's... Jones didn't. So just going to say, if Ming Yang Zhang wins by a finish this weekend, on paper, he beats John Jones. But, I don't know. I just cannot trust Anthony Smith to win a fucking fist fight in 2025. He looked so awful against Reyes. He looked so mid in like all of his fights. I just cannot pick him in good conscience to win. Anyway, let's move on to the main event of the evening. This is what you're all here for. Kid, let me come close. Let me tell you about this kid. Carlos Prates, CP. Kid's badass. So basically, this is why you should be trusting your money in CP this weekend. It's a valuable place to invest your money in CP. It's got a lot of potential. Okay, no, chill. I'm not trying to do no fucking Hassan Zada maxing over here, but no, the CP joke will always be massive. You know, the low taper fade meme died. You know, but the CP joke, the CP is still going to be massive heading into 2026. I'll stop. But Carlos Prates, I do think genuinely he beats Garry. Now, is this the first time that I am like legitimately concerned that one of the fighting nerds is going to lose? Yes. Like, if we're running through their fights, like obviously the early Braulio fights don't really count because like there wasn't the hype around them then because there was no one else. But like Rufy, I've picked every single one of them in all of their fights, and I've done so confidently. Gene Silva against Doba was like a somewhat concerning one of like, oh, he's up a weight class, but like I was still pretty confident. The Bryce Mitchell one, there was like some vibes there, but like apart from that, I've like Prates, yeah, like Giles, Radke, Leach, Magny, that I've picked him against all of, yeah. So like this is the first fighting nerd who's gonna actually be closing as, or Gene Silva against Jourdain, I think was actually an underdog, and I picked him there. But I think this is the first fighting nerd who's like an underdog. Maybe Gene was an underdog too. But first time Prates an underdog in his UFC career, at least. I don't know how I'm going about this, but in-depth CP breakdown here for you. So, Prates, I think we all know, like, if he wins this fight, it's probably by KO. Like, I will be incredibly impressed if he goes out there and just cleanly outstrikes Garry for 5. Like, if he just 50-45s Garry on the feet, even if it's, like, somewhat mid of a fight, but Garry just tries to range strike him and Prates just outlands him, like, that'll actually be, like, almost more impressive than a KO to me. The KO would be impressive because Gary's never been finished, right? And that would show, like, I'm watching people's prediction videos, like, I don't watch prediction videos to tell people, like, oh, who am I going to pick? Like, I've got my picks done. Like, I had this template done, like, 2 days ago. And then I was going to record it last night, but I couldn't because the flight was leaving. And I had to check out my hotel, like, 6 hours earlier than I thought. But I watched Bedtime's prediction video, and he's saying, like, what was he saying? He's like, oh, does anyone really think that Prates is, like, making it to a decision with Shavkat? And I'm just like, no, I don't. I think that fight finishes inside 3. And it's Prates by KO. Like, it don't matter. Steph Curry and Oriel McFlurry, I'm in a hurry. Prates in 3. But no, like, why are we just acting like this dude's just like a proven bum and like a proven like shit level fighter? Like, people are just being like, oh yeah, you really like look how competitive that Ian Garry Shavkat fight is, and you dare say that like there's no chance that Prates would even be somewhat competitive, and I'm just like, why? Like, why is there just like, is Shavkat a better striker than him? Genuinely, I'm not taking the piss here. Like, is Shavkat Rakhmonov, who looks like who's just been looking mid as fuck, who's getting tagged up and rocked by Jeff Neal, who's getting schooled by Wonderboy comfortably, who's looking just mid, like, who's really not looking that good in like any of his fights in terms of like the striking. Like, he's getting finishes on the ground, subbing Magny in the second, subbing Jeff Neal in the third, subbing Wonderboy in the second. The grappling is solid, and so I do rate Ian Garry for stuffing takedowns, but like, the strengths that Ian Garry showed, like the things where Ian Garry somewhat impressed, I still don't think he looked that impressive in the Shavkat fight. I took away from that more being like, yeah, Shavkat ain't beaten Bilal, rather than like, damn, bro, Gary's really good, he's a future champion, it's a tough loss, but he'll bounce back. Like, I'm like, yeah, Shavkat just looked fucking mid, his grappling's just not that good. But like, what we took away from that with Garry was like, oh, his takedown defense is good, like that's a positive. But like, all the things that we were impressed with from Garry in that fight, none of those are that applicable to this one. Like, I guess his offensive grappling, because yes, he did end up in a scramble on Shavkat's back and almost subbed him. If he gets Prates down, it could be worries, maybe. But we haven't seen it. Like, can we stop acting like this dude's just got like ragdolled by like Neil Magny and then he got a comeback KO in the second? Like, can we stop acting like this dude's just getting, like, ragdolled by, like, Radke and everyone and taken down or put in choke attempts? Like, we haven't seen this dude in trouble in the grappling. He got, like, taken down, like, for, like, 30 seconds by a dude on Contender Series who he tuned up and, like, made look like an idiot. Like, cool, he got taken down for, like, 30 seconds. Garry doesn't offensively push in that, like, wrestling in that many fights. Like, he wants to strike because he thinks he's a better striker than he is. Like, I remember MVP, he's like, I'm faster than him. I'm faster than him. Well, I'm going to outstrike MVP. And then he just fucking, like, is spamming takedowns. And he arguably lost that fight on damage, but he, like, got on the back. MVP's not a good grappler. Like, Kevin Holland had, like, mount against this dude, right? Like, is Ian Garry just some generational grappler because he took down MVP, who, like, anyone with a fucking brain takes down MVP, and most people can do it, right? The Shavkat thing was impressive in the 5th round, but like, apart from that, these two just clinched each other, and anytime they were range on the feet, Gary's tap and low kicks, and anytime, like, and the shots he's getting. Okay, another thing, people that are talking about like the Song Kanan drop, and they're being like, oh, Song Kanan dropped Ian Garry, imagine what Prates is going to do. To me, it's not even that shot that gives me confidence that Prates is going to be able to land a KO shot. For me, it's watch the MVP fight and watch the Shavkat fight. Every single fucking punch that this dude's getting hit clean with is like long, rangy right hands from guys who either have a better reach than him, like MVP, or are just quicker and use their reach better. And even Shavkat, who his form on his punches isn't that fucking good. Like, this dude doesn't look like a high level kickboxer when he's striking. Like, he just doesn't. He throws some high kicks and shit, and he'll throw like a right hand, right, and he'll throw some knees in the clinch. But like, on the feet, this dude is not Wonderboy. Like, this dude, and we've seen that. Like, he was not even remotely competitive with Wonderboy in the striking, and he's like cracking Garry with the rights. And he's not a power puncher. Neither's MVP. MVP and what's his name? MVP and Shavkat, I should say, are not power punchers. MVP's a point striker who lands just with speed. He doesn't really KO people with punches. His kicks are the things he gets people with more often than not. Like, he can KO people, but, like, that's not his thing. He's not like a guy who... Like, Prates, we've just seen laying out everyone. MVP's not a guy who's just been, like, one-punch flatlining everyone on Bellator or regional scene, right? So, can I trust Garry's chin against Prates, who's a proven knockout artist? Like, is Prates' power just going to disappear and he's going to hit, like, a Mikhaev now? Like, and Garry just eats the shots? Like, maybe... But, like, if these dudes strike, like, if they spend more than, like, 3 minutes on the feet, I feel like Prates just starts landing. He's just more aggressive. And also, Garry against anyone either with range or who's dangerous. Like, Garry's in his flow state against punching bags. Like, Song Kanan, you know, fucking Jordan Williams, you know, Daniel Rodriguez. He gets some confidence against those guys. Guys who he knows really don't pose much of a threat to him. And he still got dropped by Kanan. But the guys who pose a threat to him, the guys who are a little bit, like, intimidating... Garry's an easily, like, Neil Magny, right? He tunes him up. Magny's a fucking victim on the feet. He's not going to do anything to you. Also, finish Neil Magny, please, if you're an elite fighter. But anyway, tuned up Magny, cool. Like, what else? Like, Jeff Neal, tepid fucking decision, clinching, whole lot of nothing, boring ass fight, not even convincing, right? MVP, cleanly outstruck on the feet. Kenny Okoye's video, I skimmed through his takes to see, because I knew he was going to pick against Prates because he hates fun fighters. But he hates Brazilians who are fun, you know, just not a big fan of any of them. It's weird, I don't know, just wants to discredit them all and say they're all bums with no proof. But he's saying, like, what was he saying? He's like, oh, Ian Garry's been in there with the best striker at welterweight. And I'm just like, sure, yes. He also had no fucking success at all. And looked shit on the feet. Like, looked completely out of water on the feet like he didn't belong there. Like, he looked around the same level as Shara Magomedov on the feet. Shara even Shara had, like, a bit more success, in my opinion, than Ian Garry. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch the fights, but, like, he looked awful on the feet. Cool, okay, I don't blame you. Like, Prates could beat MVP standing, maybe. But, like, I'd back Prates to be more competitive with MVP and maybe land and KO him. Or, like, crack him or have some scary moments for MVP. With his Ian Garry, like, his only success in that fight was just clinging on to him in the grappling. Ian Garry's fight IQ as well, like, he seems like he'd be a smart fighter, but, like, this dude dropped for, like, a heel hook against MVP. Like, he's Cyril Garn maxing out there, dropping for leg locks. Ultimately, the grappling is, like, you can say, like, he could out-grapple him. He could take him down. He could submit him. We haven't seen Prates get out-grappled. And also, I take a lot of confidence. They're different fighters. They're very different archetypes. And they're fighting very different opponents. But, like, I take a lot of confidence from seeing Bryce Mitchell go 1 for 14 on takedowns on Gene Silva. Like, these guys know what people are going to try and do to him. They know the guy's going to be shooting on their legs. They know that they're going to be trying to take him down. Prates is ready for the stand-up here. He's been prepping for Jeff Neal. Again, it's not the same matchup, but he's been preparing for the striking aspect, so I think that's all good. And then he can just switch his focus for this part of the camp to just grappling. And I reckon they're doing that anyway. Like, I think their takedown defense is fucking good. Gene Silva knows what he's doing in the takedown defense. I imagine Prates is the same. Magny's a guy who's not that good at wrestling, but he can get people down. He can cause people, like, problems in the clinch. He can just kind of stink it up against the cage. Prates just stuffed his takedowns, reversed them at one point, ended up on top. This dude, he'll do damage if he ends up on top as well. And again, I just think if they're on the feet, I just cannot see Garry being... Like, you can convince me that Garry wins minutes, like, on the feet. Like, he's at range, winning minutes, doing his thing. But, like, you cannot convince me that if these dudes... Like, if this fight goes to the cards and more than half of it is on the feet. Like, if more than, like, 7 minutes of this fight takes place in the stand-up, you cannot convince me. I just do not see a world where Prates doesn't find the button on Garry, who has a weakness to right hands over the top. Straight rights from longer, rangier dudes who are quicker than him. Or who at least just have speed, right? Cannot convince me that Prates can't find the button in, like, 10 minutes of stand-up. I think the finish comes inside 3, probably in the second is what I'd say. Body shots are another thing I can see Prates going to the body. Garry just looks like a guy who I feel like wouldn't take body shots super well. Maybe he would. But I don't know. I'm a big Prates. Maybe this, like, I will be very upset if he loses, because I just don't enjoy seeing Ian Garry succeed. Dude's talking, saying he wants a fucking title shot. Like, kid, you lost a shot. Like, your crowning achievement is losing a competitive fight to Shavkat and proving that you were a, like, plus 280 underdog and you lost. Like, congratulations, brother. Like, that's your best thing. He's got that photo. He's got a photo, he's got a photo from a fight that he lost framed in his fucking house. Like, dude is just insufferable. So, if Prates wins, I'll be unbelievably happy. I'm, like, borderline gonna commit to, if Prates KOs Ian Garry, I'll rip a dart on stream. I'll take a shot of fucking Howlerhead whiskey and I'll rip a dart on stream if CP KOs Ian Garry this weekend. I just don't want to see these fuckheads, like, you know who I'm talking about. Bedtime, I don't really care, he's allowed to have his takes, but, like, because he's somewhat, like, unbiased when it comes to most things. Like, he's got his biases, so do we all. But, like, Kenny Okoye and fucking Rigo especially, I cannot bear to see if these guys, like, if Prates loses. Because Rigo's, I won't even go into it backstory-wise, but, like, he's got the most petty little salty one-way beef with Prates. And he's actually just acting like a child, doing his little retarded fucking clickbait videos. If Prates loses, I'll be very upset. This dude's going like Ian Machado Garry. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you are the fucking Ian Garry of MMA YouTube. You're just a fucking little cuck, weak, fucking soy-framed individual, pathetic human, right? So fuck Rigo. I don't want him to be right, and I also don't want Kenny to be right, because Kenny's trying to switch up halfway with, like, some of them. Like, he's tried to switch up with Gene Silver and be like, oh, now I think this dude's really good. Nah. Hold up, buddy. You said these guys were all mid and none of them are ever going to be anything in the sport. You said these dudes all overrated as fuck and none of them would make the top 5. So, don't be switching up now. But, anyway, I want Prates to win and I want to be able to say I told you so. For all these comments saying, nah, glaze, bro. People saying it was a crazy take for me to say Prates beats Leon Edwards. People saying it's a crazy take for me to say, like, Prates beats, like, Colby Covington or, like, Burns or some of these guys. I want him to go out there and KO Garry so we can rethink the conversation around this guy and actually start talking about CP as a contender. So anyway, there you go. That's 15 minutes on the main event. I could have stuck to like 5 minutes for the predictions and done a separate video, but yeah, that's in-depth CP breakdown. Hope he wins. You guys hope he wins too. Everyone, we are rooting for CP this weekend. Anyway, that'll do it. Sorry, I'm a bit sick, so I sound a bit cooked. But anyway, goodbye. I'll be streaming for the card as well. See you later.